Similarly, in the painting Tobias and the Archangel Raphael by Verrocchio, with Leonardo's help, recurring musical symmetries are represented by the hands, which show precise and mirroring positions to recreate the Orphic duality between the spirit-soul and the body-substance. For this reason, in both the Last Supper and in the score located at the Palazzo Besta in Telio in Valtellina, the musical scene converges on the centre. Two opposites meet and are tightly wound into a single composition, replicating and resonating with the primordial cosmic vibration, the key X, or anima mundi, as it is called by Plato in the Timaeus. In this light, we can explain the meaning of the Vitruvian Man by Leonardo. The perfect harmonic symbiosis of man, resounding with the key, the primordial vibration of the universe, determined by the planets and constellations. Here too, Leonardo draws very subtly the precise spiritual duality that is the focal point of Orphism. Obstructed by mere material incarnation or original sin, and the cause of the expulsion from paradise in the Bible. Moreover, the Vitruvian Man is the result of two overlapping men, in fact, Leonardo's self-portrait. And the rabies is also represented by the pectorals, in which it is possible to see, with careful observation, two kissing angels. Albeit limited, these new considerations about Leonardo's work reveal an extraordinary piece of music, which should not be considered a mere sound accompaniment, but as a set of specific geometric and harmonic vibrations described by Pythagoras and Plato. Such extraordinary music can help achieve that spiritual marriage of which the Mona Lisa encapsulates the absolute synthesis. The lover is attracted to the beloved, like the senses to that sensed, joining and forming a single thing. A work of art is the first thing born from this union. When that which is loved is base, its lover becomes base. When the joined object is in harmony with the one that unites with it, delight, pleasure, and satisfaction follow. When a lover reaches the beloved, there he rests. The burden laid down, there he rests. The romantic piece of music written by Leonardo, which we are hearing in the background, in a wrongly adapted version, missing certain words that are actually the real musical notations, is like the musical encounter between Papageno and Papagena. It describes how the contrapuntal composition, a limited expression of the harmonic and vibrational compendium, consisting of 8 bases of mathematical and geometrical proportions, is the means of uniting opposites, thus reconstructing the spiritually androgynous duality, of which the most famous artistic expression is indeed the Mona Lisa. Once this aspect is fully understood, Leonardo's entire oeuvre acquires a wholly new meaning with respect to the traditional academic vision. In fact, if we consider nature and the physiological processes of our body, we realize that everything that is passed on to us is nothing more than the new frontier of scientific knowledge, or the fundamental relationship between Kundalini energy, cosmic vibrations, and physiology, which are the typical ancient symbols of all civilizations. In the words of Nikola Tesla, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. By way of example, and in line with the topic of the harmonic resonance of opposites, we can see how the extraordinary interwoven plant fresco with which Leonardo decorated the Sala delle Asse in the Sforzesco Castle in Milan is none other than a huge hidden mandala, which denotes a synaptic expression of the jointure of the 2 lobes of the brain. The whole universe is an entirety of harmonic resonances deriving from a single primordial sound, a true hologram, formed from the relationships of its superharmonics and subharmonics, or from the connections between the subtle energies and slow vibrations from which man is not exempted nor exemptable. I could continue for hours, days, even months on this exercise, but this is not the subject of this documentary, which, instead, aims at presenting the Mona Lisa by Raphael and his personal rebus for the very first time. In the Marriage of the Virgin, Lo Sposalizio della Vergine, dated 1504, Raphael portrays himself several times in both male and female versions to display his personal rebus, as Leonardo and many other painters had done, Perugino and Salai amongst others. At least 4 elements are particularly meaningful in this painting. 1. The monochord, also called Pythagorean canon, as its invention is attributable to Pythagoras, who used it to determine the mathematical relationships between musical sounds for the tetractist proportions 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and so on, thus determining the law of octaves, which is at the basis of all musical theory. 2. The halo, which embellishes the unmistakable face of Raphael and conveys to it that particular light reserved for those saints who have attained the highest heaven. 3. Music. Not only is music to be found in a unique stylized flight of birds, like the one offered by Leonardo in Valtellina, but it is also hidden within a space containing keys that recall a keyboard, which, as if by chance, appears to be drawn purposefully to welcome a different and well-known musical hand, to be precise, the hand of the Virgin of the Rocks by Leonardo. 4. The geometric shape. As Bach teaches us in his famous Crabbe Canon 1-2, the music score of the celestial spheres is not read in a linear fashion, but like a circular ribbon or a Mobius strip. As in fact the ancient Greeks also teach us with this representation of Aeon, framed within the 12 constellations of the zodiac. It is useful to mention that in many Gnostic systems, the Aeons represent the various emanations of God, the Supreme Being, also known as the One, the Monad, and the Aeon Teleos, the perfect Aeon. In summary, the Mona Lisa by Raphael carries the components of the quadrivium of the liberal arts, which consists of arithmetic, geometry, astronomy, music. An additional yet important element that leads us to a clearer understanding of what this painting represents is related to the strange alphabet on the red cloak of Saint Sebastian. Here we enter the field of various alphabets, such as the angelic, the Theban and Enochian alphabet attributed to Pietro d'Abano, an Italian physician, philosopher and astronomer of the 13th century, or even to Hildegard von Bingen, a German Benedictine abbess of the 11th century and the authoress of the alphabet known as Litterae Ignotae. She was also an expert in music and many other fields. At that time, she already placed man at the centre of the musical universe of the entire cosmos, in a reiterating system of knowledge which, despite inquisitions, burnings, and distracting temptations, has never ceased to move forward through centuries, institutions, and successive governments and cultures. There is no such thing as mystery, but only induced gaps in knowledge. And, as Leonardo da Vinci puts it, I bring with me nothing but zero, my purity, my innocence, my confidence, because I only need the 4 elements to jump into the unknown. And how small I shall appear in the sky to those who do not know how to fly.